There is a big difference between hiring someone who is in the trenches and actually getting in the trenches. Hey, it's Ryan Hodge here from the realty firm, Ryan Hodge Coaching and Consulting. I hope that you had an amazing summer. Day after Labor Day, here we are. And this is an opportunity right now to really inspect your business, your personal foundation, everything that you're doing and what you want to create in the fall of 2023. And of course, mapping out to an exceptional 2024. Right now, I often get a lot of people that inquire about training, development, growing their business, perhaps coaching with me. And I want to share from my experience a few things to really explore. Number one, a coach is only going to take you so far. And so when you're really exploring coaching, there's a key principle, find somebody that feels good to you, but also knows exactly what it is that you want to create, perhaps has created it themselves, and can show you the proven pathway to get there. There is no room for hype and theory right now. There is no room for the gurus that are teaching you, quite frankly, things that might look nice on paper or on the next social media highlight reel, but don't work. I mean, these people that are sharing that you can sell close to 100 homes in your first year of business with YouTube, that is bullshit. Number two, the people that are saying that if you just post social media content day in and day out, that you're going to generate a 100 plus sale real estate business each and every year, nonsense. There are proven and predictable metrics that if you apply them, you will get a result. But quite frankly, so much of what's out there right now is being designed to distract you. It is based on no proven metrics. It is based on the profiteers in the industry that are looking to grab your money. And I'm not one of them. Quite frankly, I don't need it. I am very selective in who I coach with. I'm very selective in, who I want to enroll into my space. And that is, quite frankly, the committed. When you explore, building and growing your business, perhaps it's getting back to basics, learning something new. One of the key things that I want you to really understand is if you do a certain amount of activity, you can get a certain result. For example, cold calling and door knocking. If you knock on a certain amount of doors or you call a certain amount of homes, if you're using the right messaging, have the right techniques, the right conversion skills, it should result in a certain amount of appointments. Those appointments, when you go on them and conduct them with the right messaging, the right presentations, should result in a certain amount of contracts. Those contracts, depending on your market, should result in a certain amount of transactions, which means closed deals and commissions. Same thing with open houses. If you're doing lower price point, good curb appeal, new to the market open houses with the right messaging, with the right strategy, it should result in a certain amount of buyers over the next 6 to 18 months. If you are applying a form of online lead generation, using the right kind of landing pages, running the right kind of ads through Facebook and Google, learning the right scripting and techniques to convert those leads, properly using a system, whether it's a CRM or whatever that strategy might be for you, over time it should result in a funnel of people that are going to transact with you if you're nurturing them with consumer value. If you are sending out geographical farm area flyers, then a certain amount of flyers with the right messaging, with the right branding, should result in a certain amount of listings, which over time should result in a certain amount of commissions. You can apply this to your sphere of influence. If you have a list of 100 people and the average person moves every 5 to 7 years, conservatively, with the right messaging, with the right nurturing techniques, you should see a result of 14.3 transactions plus each and every year. And the list goes on and on. That is the simple framing for what you can look at for, strategy. There's only a certain amount of strategies in this business that are proven. It's not rocket science. You can get that information day in and day out online, readily available and for free. But the challenge is that an in the trenches type of trainer like myself knows these metrics. You probably know most of them as well if you're following along or you're following along with some of the real estate training that's out there. But you need to get in the trenches as well. You need to commit to a certain amount of activity in order to get the result. And the mystery in it is, why don't we do the things that we know we need to do in order to have the experience and create the result that we desire? And that's where I'm here to solve that for a number of people. How to solve that mystery, how to bridge that gap in terms of mindset and the high levels of productivity. But too often people reach out for training, they reach out for coaching. They love the idea of what that success looks like. They love the idea of maybe selling 100 plus homes in a year, or doubling their business, or building a team, or building a brokerage. They suck up the ideas like they're sugar, but when they don't commit to the work, they spit them out like it's salt. And I've got a very direct and hardline message that this takes a lot of work. Real estate's a business that has unlimited earning potential. And when you explore that potential, you have to give yourselves a reality check in terms of, if I want to create that high level of business, I absolutely must commit to a certain amount of work. There is no coach, there is no broker owner, there is no team leader, there is no trainer that's going to solve that problem for you. The intention might be there, but the action needs to happen. Intention and action align. You see, the universal law of intention says, in order for something to happen, we've got to direct our energy somewhere. That's the goal. But in order for the result to happen, the universal law of action kicks in, which means that nothing happens unless something moves. Intention and action work in tandem together. So my challenge to you today is to consider your great big intentions. Consider them closely, inspect what's working, what's not. Inspect where you just need to get back to some basics. Inspect what it is that you want to create in the last quarter of 2023, and how are you going to build out a phenomenal 2024, because it's possible. In all things potential and the realm of possibility, it's totally possible. But as you inspect that, the reality check has to happen, and that means, what activity are you going to commit to, and how committed are you? It is truth time. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where the truth comes out about how committed we all are. I've got commitments that I need to make, that I need to go further on. We all do. If we ever think that we've arrived somewhere and that business or that form of personal development is going to sustain itself, that's where we find ourselves at the most risk for moving backwards. And I think that a lot of people have really fallen into that trap over the last 12 months even. So some inspection for you right now, because it's prime time. The seeds that we plant right now are going to show up in terms of a harvest in the next 90 days. And that's something that we can hold really close right now. We've got to look at finding the proven and predictable, finding somebody that's in the trenches to support you, getting in the trenches yourself to take action, inspecting, measuring, tracking, be a witness to it, not a judge, but moving forward to build that momentum. If you have questions, or you have, any need for any kind of support, by all means reach out. If I'm not your person, no problem. Perhaps I can point you in the right direction. My purpose this fall, and always, is to lead, serve, and inspire other people to more. And if I can give you any guidance, share anything that will support you along the way, I'm certainly happy to. I hope you have an amazing, start to September. I hope all of you with kids going back to school are ready for that in the routine. And I hope that you continually inspect, measure, and take the appropriate amount of action to get what you truly desire. We'll connect soon.